What's going on, y'all? We got this clip from PBD here, right? And they're talking about the YouTube algorithm and how it's switching. I think that it might be interesting, so I wanted to share it with you guys as well. Let's take a look at it.
An article came out saying that YouTube today, interesting thing about algorithms with YouTube, MrBeast's viewership, they said, has dropped 50%. Why has it dropped 50%? He used to get these videos, 900 million views, 500 million views, 400 million views. Now it's 60 to 120 million views. Now somebody said, well, listen, give me a 60 to 120 million views.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's being impacted. What did YouTube do? YouTube on the back end controls what? Go look at any of the top 50 podcasts that we follow and go to their YouTube channel. You'll notice, why is this guy down to 600,000 views, 200,000 views, 800,000? He used to get 4.8 million views, Why is that guy that used to do 600,000 views down to 300,000 views, 150,000 views? What you will notice is the following. Rogan is number one podcast in 94 countries on Spotify. But on YouTube, it's who? Someone else, Midas Touch. But why is that? Why is YouTube putting this? Because YouTube came out and said they used to favor, because they control recommendations. The algorithms of YouTube, they control recommendations. Like, do you remember during COVID? During COVID, they're like, if you use the word, there was certain word you use on the title, it would just drop off.
Yep.
Okay, whatever the words were. During COVID, there was like 50 words I didn't like. If you used it, it would automatically drop off. So don't use the word. All right, so people didn't use the word. Guess who controls the knob on YouTube viewership right now? YouTube does. You know what YouTube did? YouTube controlled the knob, and it was long form suggestion, and YouTube went like this and said short form. We don't want any more long form recommendation. Guess what YouTube announced last year?
Going back to long form.
YouTube last year announced as of July 15th, if it's a faceless YouTube channel, we're no longer paying you AdSense.
Yep.
What do you mean? So whoever controls...
Now, hold on. This is a little bit incorrect. You can still get paid AdSense if you're a faceless YouTube channel. You just have to prove that you're an actual person. They're trying to go and crack down more so on AI channels, which has been running crazy. I do think they should run down on those AI channels. They wilding out. You putting out like 3,000 videos a day, high level, highly edited. That's crazy. Straight nuts. But yeah, there's a plethora of people that are using fake voices and stuff like that to make videos, and YouTube is trying to crack down on that. So yeah, you got to be real careful. I would say if you don't want to show your face, make it very clear that you are an individual reviewing stuff. If you take someone else's content and do commentary, make sure it's clear that you're making it more so, how do you say it, transformative. That's the best way to do it, right? And do higher level of editing for sure. Some people, they just be lazy as hell and wonder why they got demonetized. Yes, YouTube is not playing with that, but you can still have a channel and not show your face. As far as the algorithm goes and it pushing shorts, yeah, shorts get a push because they're easier to consume and people scroll through those so fast. I fell for it. There's been times when I've opened my YouTube, seen a short that looked interesting. I was like, the heck is going on here? And I'm on there for like an hour just scrolling. I done went through hundreds of shorts. It learns me, right? And starts feeding me the types of content that I find entertaining. Apparently, I like cop shows. I didn't know that until the shorts algorithm was pushing the hell out of it. And I was sitting there for hours just watching it like, oh yeah, I got to watch this show. I started watching an entire series because of YouTube shorts. That's the power of it. And YouTube is trying to compete with other platforms like TikTok, Instagram, all that other stuff. Well, just those main two. They're trying to compete. So they're going to push shorts. But the algorithm is different, right? It has different pockets that you can fit in. If you don't mess with shorts and you only upload long form videos, if your videos are precisely what your audience wants, you're good. You're going to get a push. I've seen people blow up like that, start doing video essays like 30 minutes each episode, and they're blowing up. Their channel is almost in the millions now. So yeah, that's kind of inaccurate.
Controls the knob, controls the viewership. So there is an element of the media changing on what they're favoring now. It's purely YouTube algorithm. Watch this. Mid 2026, they just made the announcement. YouTube's algorithm is increasingly favoring smaller emerging channels by prioritizing high retention content over subscriber count. So what is YouTube doing now? They want more new people. Because imagine YouTube sitting in a meeting and they're saying, man, we're not having as many new content creators.
Yeah.
I don't know if this makes sense. Like if you go look at last week, Instagram did a massive purge of followership. Rob, can you go to Instagram purge last week?
It sounds like he's saying stuff that's good news. Like, if I'm not mistaken, that would make it easier for people that just started YouTube to actually grow and have success on YouTube. It being based on retention, if you don't know what that is, that's how long someone's like staying on your video, engaging, yada, yada, yada. Cool. That would explain why YouTube Shorts are getting pushed more too as well, because it's easier to keep somebody for 14 seconds than it is to keep somebody for 30 minutes. Two different things. That's why you always hear people say, yo, I started doing YouTube Shorts. My normal videos don't get that many views anymore. It happens because you're feeding two different systems. And once you start doing YouTube Shorts, you got to stop caring about the view count. Just put out content, do your thing. It's as simple as that.
I want to say Kylie Jenner lost 14 million people on followership in a single day. Can you type in purge? Purge, what happened last week? Branson lost millions. Oh, look at this, Vinny. Welcome to the greatest bot purge of 2026. Go a little bit lower, May 8th, exactly a week ago. Can you go to the names of people that lost, the amount of people they lost? Because right there. Okay. So there was Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, account losing 15.2 million. Cristiano Ronaldo lost 15 million followers in one day.
Jeez.
Kardashian lost 9.19. Kylie Jenner lost 7.12. Taylor Swift lost 7.2. Nike alone lost 5.9 million followers in one day. Purge, right? So if you look at somebody whose followership gets to a point and it doesn't change anymore, it's because you found your audience that's interested in you. They're no longer like, now you have to either make a change or a shift or get a new audience to get the new audience. So YouTube hit a mark where they're like, we already have so many people that are content creators. We're everywhere in the world. What do? Then they said, stop recommending the big popular podcast. Start recommending the smaller podcast. Why do you want to recommend the smaller podcast? Why do you want to recommend
supply and demand? You want young people to believe in themselves.
Because you don't think the bigger podcasts are going to stop, except you're going to inspire the smaller podcasts to climb up. Like, you know how you'll come and you say, I don't know what's going on, but I think YouTube's on my side right now. I'll say, hey, don't mess with that.
Yeah.
Because whenever the algorithms are on, so this is the part that you have to pivot. You have to adjust as a content creator.
I've noticed a push on certain content creators, and then yes, it will stop. I also noticed what he was saying earlier, where you reach the cap or like the limit of what your audience is. If you cover a certain video game, that video game might only have 5,000 fans. And you'd be wondering, damn, how come I could never get more than 5,000 views? First of all, you're lucky. Just because, I mean, everybody that is into that game like you, right? It could be worse. You can have a small percentage, which is usually how it works. But yeah, you have a cap, and then eventually maybe you want to start expanding on different topics, or you just say, F it, I'm good. I don't even look at that kind of stuff, but I notice it from other people when I'm like watching other YouTubers.
And find out if they want to build a media company. You're seeing the big Foxes and these companies that are now bringing talent and saying, hey, do a podcast. Hey, we'll support you doing this. Everyone has to pivot. But the reality, what the world is learning, is whoever controls the knob controls the future content creators. Okay. Is Nick Fuentes on YouTube? No. Why is he not? Because of who controls the knob.
Of course.
Okay. So where is he back on? X. Why? Because of who controls the knob.
Elon.
Where is he at? He's at Rumble. Why? Because of who controls the knob. So you just got to keep in mind, whenever these companies want to elevate somebody or destroy somebody, they can't, because they control the knob. This is a nasty part of the story. Now, this doesn't mean that's the main reason and only reason that, they're having a hard time with it. No. Do bots play a little bit of game? Probably, but not that much. Is it YouTube controlling the knob? And that's why I'm being shadow man. I've never liked when people said I'm being shadow man. No, just improve your content. Yeah. Make it better. This is a brutal business to be in.
Being shadow banned is a real thing. That is true. You just admitted yourself. You say a certain word at a certain point in time. That was it for your video. That does happen to people. I have seen people get knocked out the algorithm, but you can work to try to get your way back into it if you got knocked out of the algorithm. That is a possibility, but you can be shadow banned. I definitely believe that for sure.
Moment you take a camera and you go, I believe such and such, you are going to get attacked.
100%.
So if you don't like it, don't use the words, in my opinion, I believe. Just be quiet. But if you do say, I believe, in my opinion, expect people to come and hate on you. And that's part of the territory, period. And they're going to get it right now. But trust me, in 6 months, it's going to be somebody else. In a year, it's going to be, then they're going to say, well, let me tell you what's going on with PBD Pod. Let me tell you what's going on. You're in the arena. Expect the heat that's going to come with it. But you can't also be like, well, I don't really give a shit what people say about me. You're an idiot when you say stuff like that. You're a clown. You're an arrogant, entitled person when you say, I don't give a shit what people think about me. If that word has ever come out of your mouth on the idea that I don't need to improve, you're a has-been and the market's going to destroy you. I don't care who you are.
The reason why that's crazy, right, is the fact that the person sitting right next to him, which I'm surprised did not get fired already, who's working with this guy, says that all the time. They've had huge arguments about it. So I'm surprised he's still working there. He's pretty much taking a shot at the guy. He knows he says this. And he still is saying that right in front of him. Like, yeah, I'm talking to you too.
If my kids come up to me and let's just say Dylan starts scoring a bunch of goals, he becomes the best player, and he's in the car and says, I don't care what the new coach says about me. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? No. What did the coach say? He says, well, I'm not running as much as I used to. He's right. What do you mean? Yeah, take his feedback. What do you mean you're not running? Well, I don't care what he says. No. That's not how life flies. You got to make sure you go out there and take that feedback. So we'll see what happened here. I'm optimistic long.
He's not wrong. You should take feedback. I don't think you should take everybody's feedback necessarily, but I do think that it's a smart decision to hear people out, especially if it's professionally like their job to give you feedback. Maybe hear them out, but that's just my opinion. Tell me what yours is down in the comment section. Hit the hype button and the like button and watch more videos, man. Knowing me, I put out a bunch today. And if you want to support extra, sign up for my Patreon or my channel memberships. You can find the links in the description.